Everyone, and this is Dr. Wade, and the purpose of this video is to give you an explanation or example of what synthesizing looks like after you've collected information and added it to your synthesis matrix. Many of you have me in person, and we've really dissected this sample. And so many of you wanted this, my explanation on video format. So here, as promised, here's the video format. Let's go ahead and get started. First, I do want to address there is no such thing as a perfect sample or essay. There's no such thing as a perfect sample, essay, or research paper. So what I will do with this sample is I will go through this student's excellent examples of synthesizing, and then I will circle back and address some things that she needs to change so that she is submitting the best possible sample. Okay, so first, the main idea for this section in her literature review is racism and sexism working together. We will address that once I circle back. So I've zoomed in so that you guys can see everything. And just for the sake of understanding the content, I've put everything that she's copied and pasted from her synthesis matrix in blue and bold. So this is textual information from her synthesis matrix. I also ask that you all highlight where you start to synthesize in your samples so that you understand when you're synthesizing or when you're using those synthesizing phrases to connect the information. Okay, so her first sentence is, as Oishi points out, Asian American women experience intersectional discrimination, which is the product of sexism and racism working together in various areas of their lives. So I want you to remember this phrase, intersectional discrimination, because it's important. And this is her information from her synthesis matrix. To prove the presence of intersectional discrimination, I will highlight that because that's the connecting phrase here. Forbes analyzes 15 qualitative studies done on how Asian American women report discrimination, a common factor, so on and so on. I won't read the whole quote. I'll stop here. So this is a source A. So I will highlight this or I'll bold this. This is source A. Forbes is source B. So this student has connected source A to source B. And here is her phrase to show that she's understanding how to show agreement in information with the information. So there's a relationship between the two sources. Then after this second quote, she adds commentary. So remember when you guys read the annoying ways people use sources, one of the suggestion was to always add commentary and not just have quote after quote or information after information. So she's remembered that and she's used commentary in between adding different sources. So then she goes on, and this is highlighted. So this is source C. So she has A, B, and source C. So source C supports the comments mentioned in Forbes' article by examining surveys done in which Asian American women talked about colleagues, acquaintances, and even romantic partners having false ideas that they should be submissive, sexually exotic, or petite. So again, this is taken from her synthesis matrix, and this source C supports comments from source B, which also supports comments from source A. So then she goes on to add a concluding statement where source B, and C, they are bold, support sources A's idea that intersectional discrimination is prevalent among, she has around, but among Asian American women, that many people around them contribute to the idea that they are sexual yet childlike, and so on and so forth. So she makes a connection between all three sources here. And then she adds commentary here. So this is a really good example of synthesizing in one paragraph. I will go on to the next paragraph. So in opposition to the sexual remarks addressed by Forbes and Abrams, so remember she has source B and C. They are here. And then she connects this information to source C. So here is source C. She has a quote here. And this is in opposition. Remember, when you're synthesizing, the information should either be in agreement or disagreement. So here's a counter, and here is her commentary that supports this. And she also includes more context or more information from her synthesis matrix in her explanation or her commentary at the end. So I say that this is a perfect example of synthesizing. This student understands how to use her sources, and she has the appropriate amount of information for this specific main idea. As a reminder, you should not have more than 2 paragraphs for each main idea, because the more main ideas you have, the less likely you are to synthesize appropriately. So this is the perfect amount of content. Let's look at some things that she needs to change. So as far as main idea, you do not need main idea colon. So considering the information that she used, I would have called this main idea an intersectional discrimination. And you guys forgive me, you know that a typo is likely to happen because I'm under pressure to do this while recording. So intersectional discrimination, and the main words are capitalized, and this is bold. Also, she needs a topic sentence here, something that leads into her point, and she needs to tell us who Oishi is. That means provide first and last name, title. I'll just put psychologist. I don't know that that's the title, but whatever's appropriate, she needs to do that. And where is this information? Where did she find this information? So she also needs to do that for Forbes, because we want to know who is Forbes. Is that Forbes magazine? Is there a first and last name? Is there an article title? Because this is research, so we need to know that. And the same thing goes for Abrams in her last source, Russell's. So she needs to provide more context about the source's origins. And that would be it. Aside from a few grammatical things, she has a perfectly crafted um, literature review section. So I do hope that this video has been helpful. As always, if you have questions, please do not hesitate to email me, and I will respond within 24 to 48 hours. I look forward to reading your work.